Hello, everybody. What is going on? And welcome to Los Blancos Fan TV. It's probably the last episode. Actually, no, I should say it is the last episode of Los Blancos Fan TV. So, as I said before, unfortunately, I do have things to attend to. So this is going to definitely be the last episode of this channel. And there you go. All right, so let's get into the Real Madrid versus Barcelona match preview, which will be taking place at the Camp Nou. I just realized my description is a little bit askewed here. Bear with me here. Barcelona. There you go. All right. So yes, we are going to play Barcelona. This is El Clasico, right? As Martin Tyler would say. So very, very interesting here. We're on a good run. We're doing really good at the moment. Hopefully we can continue in the same vein of form because we are doing really, really well at the moment. I'm just seeing results after results after results. Really, really, really good for Real Madrid. We're picking up the results that we need to. And now we are tied for Barcelona in first place at 35 points. If you look at the comparisons between the two sides, it's not a lot. It's not a lot where I believe it's two points of goal difference that separates the two teams. We have 33 goals in total, 12 conceded versus us, 43 goals versus for Barcelona, and 20 conceded to Barcelona. So almost twice as many for Barcelona goals conceded. So I think we'll definitely be able to score versus Barcelona. Hopefully we can have someone like Gareth Bale play because we don't have Eden Hazard anymore. So definitely hope to see Gareth Bale in the starting lineup. As hypocritical as that may sound, I definitely hope to see him in the starting lineup because I know he can definitely influence the game in ways that probably some players can't do. What's up, dude? James, good to see you, man. It's been a while. Nibun says Valverde over Cruz. I put Valverde in there just out of naive optimism, right? I mean, I don't think Valverde is going to start. It's probably going to be Toni Cruz, but you know what? A lot of the journalists very, very eager to watch Valverde start in a Clasico, so there you go. James says, so sad this is the second last stream and tomorrow's the last. Definitely, I know. It is in some way, it isn't in another way. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work that goes into this. So even today, I was doing a few things. I was actually cooking and stuff like that, and then I just realized the time, and I was like, "Whoops! I have to do the stream." So, I guess that's how it is in life, right? Things work through cycles, and eventually, you go on to other things. So there you go. What is your favorite Premier League team? Says Nipun. I would have to say, well, my brother has an affinity to. My brother is a Manchester United fan, so maybe in some ways Manchester United, but not really. The way things are conducted at Manchester United, you look at the status quo, not really. So in some way, I would say Manchester United, but I really don't like them. I really don't like them just because of the way things are run and things like that. If I'd have to think about it further, I'd have to get back on yet. But I would say my favorite team is Manchester United, maybe. Matthias says, "What's up, dude? Good to see you, man. It's been a while. I'm happy you made it on, just despite an earlier stream than Yeah, sometimes I would go on at 7, things like that." James says, "I think Modric will be benched. Casemiro, Valverde, and Cruz will start for me." There you go. Actually, that's perfect. Yeah, there you go, James. There you go. I think that's what it is. There you go. And I should have done that actually before. I should have thought about that before. I was trying to think of a way to make Valverde the start, and I didn't think about I'm benching Modric, and there you go. So I think actually, as James is saying, I think it's going to be Casemiro, Valverde, and Toni Cruz. I think that's going to be the midfield. I would like to change that actually. Matthias says, "I want to see Fede and Cruz with Casemiro behind them." Yeah, definitely. Actually, you know what? If anything, let me go change that right now because I definitely think that's how we'll line up. When I was looking at this a little bit, I wasn't very certain about this. So now with James obviously just giving me that piece of enlightenment, I think that's how we'll line up. So let me just pull that up really quick. Just give me a second here. It's nice. You'll get to see how this works, how I do my setups. So we're just gonna put Cruz in there, Chuck Cruz in there. Oops. See if I can do this. Is he in there? I'm definitely hoping he's in there. Nope, no, he's not in there yet. Let's see if we can get him in. Perfect, Toni Cruz. There you go. Okay, so I think that's how we'll line up. So let me just change this. Got to put the dimensions in, and then it's a done deal. So yeah, I think we're gonna put Valverde right here. Toni Cruz is gonna go right here. Perfect. So we're gonna go with that lineup, everybody. So yeah, it's cool, man. I saw your Instagram post. There you go. There you go. Matias says, I want to see Fede and Cruz with Casemiro. Yeah, there you go. Just came. Did I miss much? Thank you for being on, John. It's been a while. And look, the reason I haven't been posting is just due to work and things like that. So sorry about that. Hope Real Madrid plays a 3-4-3 formation just to sit compact and hit Barcelona on the break. Yeah, you know what, Jonas? I think that's a good point. Look, I think we do have to hit Barcelona somewhat. To some extent, we have to hit them on the break because they're playing at the Camp Nou. They're playing at home. The pressure is on them to really attack us, to attack. And that's really what happens usually. I know Messi was talking about this a lot where, when they play at the Bernabeu, when they come to the Santiago Bernabeu, the reason they win so much versus at the Bernabeu is that, there's so much more spaces to be exploited for Real Madrid when they play at the Bernabeu versus when they play at the Camp Nou. At the Camp Nou, they have to play another match, sitting a little further back. So, yeah, definitely I think that's something that we do have to consider. And let's see if I wanted to talk about anything else. I think that's pretty much it about, it's going to be at the Camp Nou. 5 draws for us. Yeah, so there's not much of a difference right now for Barcelona and Real Madrid. We're tied at 35 points, and really, the differences between us are just very, very small. Definitely hope we can win tomorrow, but that's just gonna give us that slight advantage versus Barcelona in the La Liga race. Nipun says my predicted lineup: Courtois. Yes, I think Courtois will start. He's been doing really good. Fair play to Courtois. I've given him a lot of stick over the past, I would say, over the past year and a half, I'd say. But he really is coming good. He's really doing some great stuff. He got the assist. Was it the assist or he had some part to play in the last goal versus Valencia. Look, I'm going to give him, his credit. Yes, credit to Courtois. He did really good. He had a part to play in there. And, fair play to him. The only thing about Courtois is, for me, I'm probably never going to like him personally as a player. But you know what? He is doing really good at the moment. Got to give him the credit. Nipun says, Ferland, Mendy, Sergio Ramos, Rafael Varane, Dani Carvajal, Toni Kroos, and Casemiro. Yeah, so that seems to be the general consensus that Toni Kroos and Casemiro will play, and maybe Valverde is going to play as the kind of attacking midfielder. Matias says, I expect Madrid to take advantage of the game. There's nothing separating the two teams as both have not been in really good form. There you go. Yeah, we've kind of been up and down throughout the season. We're doing really good at the moment. It's just win after win after win. We're doing really, really, really good. And I'm really happy to see that. That we're finally, we have some kind of some momentum, some continuity. We're not just up and down. So, we have to keep this kind of vein of form, running. We're doing really, really good. And like I said, Niput says Bale, Modric, and Asensio. Interesting. Benzema. Okay. Asensio is still injured. Yeah, Asensio is still injured. Nipun, so he's not necessarily going to play quite yet. He's still got the big ACL injury. He's probably going to be out till, I would say, March, if anything. So there you go. Let's see. Okay, so let's get to the press conference here and what Zidane had to say about, a few things about the game. There was nothing really that stood out to me that, really I wanted to address, but there were a couple things. One of the questions was if tomorrow there are signs in the stadium with regards to, insults or anything like that, should the ref halt the game or not start until the sign gets put down? And Zidane just said, the ref, we have to leave him alone because he wants to do his job like everyone else. He wants to put himself in a good game. He wants to put himself in the game and do his job well. It's a game of football. There's a lot of talk about all of us and things like that, but all we want to do is watch a good game of football. But look, that's exactly it. We don't, politics and football, inevitably, I guess they get intermingled between the two, but, they really should be separate. But like I said, inevitably they do kind of coalesce and they do intermingle between the two, unfortunately. And there you go. The next question was about Valverde again. Again talking about the transfer rumors about Paul Pogba. It's alluding to this kind of have you found your Pogba and Valverde. What does he bring to the team and things like that. And Zidane was he said we have found Valverde and only that. He's the only one that does he's one that does his job well, and that's the value of the club. We've always had the best, and he's showing that in regards to the game. We're all focused, all of us, and then we have to do things like always. So, very good words to in relation to Valverde, and obviously I think everyone can kind of just highlight that. Valverde is just he's been a revelation this season. I never really saw the I never really saw him coming into the player that he is today. I'm very, very happy to see him like that because really what I saw Valverde being last season was a guy who was very, very timid, never really tried to do anything, extravagant or anything like that. And this season we're seeing that Valverde, that kind of, he came out of his shell and he's really trying things that, last season he would have never even attempted to try. So just very exciting overall from Valverde. Bajarna says Benzema better score tomorrow. The guy hasn't scored against Barcelona in the league for ages. Yeah, definitely. I definitely hope to see Benzema on the score sheet. He always comes up with at least one goal. I'm expecting Benzema to be on the score sheet tomorrow. But yeah, you're right on that. He does act as a playmaker. Fair play to him. He's not always on the score sheet, so he does influence the games in other ways. But yeah, you're right, Jonas. As a striker, as a number 9 for Real Madrid, I would like to see him score. Matias says, I also want to see Bale start over Isco and Vini. I do too. It sounds so hypocritical, but you know what? We have him in the squad, right? And I think Matias is alluding to that. I don't care what he's really done, but I want experience to take over, says Matias. Rodrigo on the left, Bale on the right. And there you go. I think that's a very good point. Look, Bale, for everything he's done, is very, very hypocritical. But you know what? He is in the squad. He is in the team. He's a part of the team. He's getting paid. He's on huge wages. Why not just play him? Why not just play him? Let's see what he has to offer. And there you go. Nipun says Vinicius. Yeah, Vinicius. I would like to see Vinicius, but I don't know if I'd like to see him start. Very, very much doubt that I would see Vinicius start tomorrow, but maybe as a substitute, I would like to see him. Borussia Core, man, good to see you on. Berkey said, Borussia Core Football TV says Berkey will be dropped if he makes mistakes like that against Leipzig. Yeah, there you go. Holy shit, man! Thank you for being on, man. I trimmed my beard. I got a haircut not too long ago, so there you go. Is Hazard injured? Says holy shit. Yes, he is injured. He's not going to be on for the rest of the year, so we're not going to see him at least until January of next year. He got injured actually with his Belgian teammate Munier. I think that's the guy who injured him. So there you go. He's going to be injured for the rest of the year. Nipun says, which player from the current England team would you have at Real Madrid? Someone was talking to me about Jadon Sancho. Look, I've said about Jadon Sancho before that wasn't really a big fan of him, but look, looking at him now, I've seen some of the stuff he's done, and I have to say Jadon Sancho is looking like a pretty good prospect, and I don't think he's on the English team yet. He's probably going to be in the English team in the future. That's probably a guy that I would go after. Other than that, I can't think of anyone really who would make it on the Real Madrid team, and that's just at the top of my head. Maybe there is someone if I think more about it. At the moment, I think Jadon Sancho's in the English team. I'm not 100% sure, but that would be the decision for me is Jadon Sancho. I've made a U-turn on this. I have to say, he looks really good. He looks really good. Borussia Core Football TV says El Clasico will be a big game, and yes, it's going to be a big game. Yeah, it's the decisive game. It's 35 points for each clubs. For each club, it's tied. It's gonna break the deadlock. We have to do it. We have to do it. Matthias says the game. Yeah, there you go. And Nipun says Sterling could easily bench Bale. Yeah, you could argue, especially at the moment. You could make an argument for that. I would actually take Harry Kane if Benzema was not here. Yes, I remember that, Macias. You are a big fan of Harry Kane. I think a lot of people are big fans of Harry Kane. To be fair, I think he looks pretty good. He just doesn't need a lot of space. He's a very good player. I'm not gonna say that. Would he succeed at Real Madrid? Different story, different context, but a lot of people are a big fan of Harry Kane. So there you go. Let's see. What else did I want to address? Okay. So there was another question about things about worrying, things that are maybe worrying in the Clasico. He said, I'm not worried about anything. We're happy to do a game like this, Clasico. I remember when I used to play. These are the kinds of games we live to play. Concentrate and focus on the pitch. We must be. So, yeah, even if we like to see the other games, Real Madrid, I can't think of the other games. Real Madrid versus Eibar, Real Madrid versus Granada, Real Madrid versus Levante. Look, at the end of the day, we're most likely to win most of those games. Now versus Barcelona, it's a different story. There's a lot of good players on Barcelona. Luis Suarez, scoring a backheel goal just a couple weeks ago. Messi, getting his 6th Ballon d'Or. It's going to be a difficult game. It's going to be a difficult game. Obviously, they haven't been the best of form, but they still have the quality players to do a job, and it's going to be played at the Camp Nou. So yeah, it's definitely a game that like Zidane said, that we all kind of we really want to see. We're really excited. We're pumped up for it, and I can't wait to watch the game tomorrow. It's going to be very exciting. Another question was about the referee. So yeah, in relation to the referee, there was a question. So it goes along the lines of after the game at the San Sebastian, Busquets and another player complained about the ref a lot, and I'm not sure if they were just kind of kind of perturbing the ref and things like that, and trying to get in trying to trying to make it into as a tactic for the next game to put pressure on the referee. So that was asked by Roncero from El Chiringuito, I believe. And it's like, so the question is like, I don't know if this is a tactic or it's a way to perturb the ref or things like that. So the answer was, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think it's a way to kind of impress the ref. That's Spanish. That's how it's said in Spanish. I can't think of a way to translate it in English. I don't think it's a way to kind of yeah, to impress the ref, to impress, I guess. And each has their own opinion and can say what they like in regards to that. So there you go for that. Was it a tactic? Was it not? I mean, you can see it in different ways. Um, Definitely could be. Definitely could be. There was another question about another interesting question, but before I get into that, let me go into the live comments here. Let's see here. Holy shit says, isn't this the exact same squad that lost 4-0 to Barcelona last season? It could be, but you know what? It is a different coach. It is a different coach. You can't underestimate Zidane, what he's done with the team. The team has done tremendously well, I'd say, in the past maybe 5 games or so. We've been doing really well. But yes, very similar. But look, Solari isn't on the level that Zidane is at all. So there you go. James says, I think it'll finish 2-2. That's a good one. I was thinking of a draw also. For me, I can't see us going and not scoring at least 2 with how poor Barca are defensively. Yes, and I think Messi will step up and score past us. I was thinking of something along those lines, and I think Messi will score a couple. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Borussia Core Football TV says Benzema is better than the whole entire City club. There you go. Let's see. So, let's see. Nipun says, "Are you American?" I am actually. Yes, I am. I'm not sure if you ask me, but I am American. I'm from California, San Diego, California. So, there you go. Matias says, "I'm predicting a 2-1 win. Sergio Ramos scores a header from a free kick, and Benzema bottom right corner shot. Messi scores a penalty." Yes, there you go. 2-1 win. I like that, Matias. Definitely hoping for something like that. I think we do have to take this opportunity and really take advantage of it, because this is Real Madrid always have trouble when the pressure's on them, and I think we saw that last game. Where we could have gotten ahead in the league table, and it ended 1-1. It ended in a draw. So there you go. When the pressure's on them, we don't really fare that well. We've seen this throughout history. So we just have to see. And Nipun says 2-2. Jonas says, to beat Barcelona tomorrow, Real Madrid has to be clinical when the goal scoring chances arrives. They struggled to do it last year, and I'm worried it could cost them this match. Yes, there you go. Yeah, that's good. That's good point. Good point. James says, Dave, is it true that Texas is bigger than the UK? Not sure. I'm not sure, actually. I'd have to. Not very good at geography either. Um, I mean, I guess you could say maybe. I'd have to look it up. Nippon says, Real Madrid scores Benzema, Ramos. So Benzema, Ramos seems to be the guys that are going to score tomorrow. And Barcelona scores Suarez, Messi. Yes, I think that's good shouts, Nippon. I like that. Definitely. I think those are, Matthias was saying that also. So those are 2 good shouts. Definitely, I could see those 2 scoring. Let's go into a couple of other questions here. So after the game, let's see here. Busquets, okay. So an interesting question actually was, there was a question about ball possession, and the question goes along the lines of, tomorrow, could it be key, the ball possession, or is it just a facet of the game that doesn't really matter? And Zidane was saying, well, no, it's not that it doesn't worry me. It's just, it's not only that, and you have to think of a lot of things in the game, and what we want to do is show our best version, which I have no doubts, and we will definitely show that tomorrow. So, interesting thing from Zidane, like I said before, Zidane, really what he likes to do is really adapt to the other team, and he's not a very, I would say, blinkered person. I don't think that's the right word. It's not only about one philosophy for him. It's about really bringing in a multitude of different kind of tactics and really implementing them into the team. And I do really, really like that. It's similar to, you have, Klopp, you have Guardiola plays a certain way, and they really, really like to adhere to that. And Zidane does not like that. He really likes to be eclectic. He really likes to try different things and things like that. So I do like that from Zidane, and he's definitely, prepared to change the game, change the tactics, change the kind of things. So very interesting words from Zidane, I guess. Another question was about Bale in relation to Bale. So it goes along the lines of, do you see Bale prepared despite everything that's gone on? So this is Zidane just said this is the past. Bale is with us, training well, an important player, and he's always shown that he will be prepared tomorrow, and I have no doubt. So he's not one to really, berate a player or, say anything negative about a player. He's never really been that kind of person besides probably the past summer, which I think was, somewhat misinterpreted. When he said, the faster Bale leaves, the better it is. I think that was a bit misinterpreted from what I saw from the context and things like that. So yeah, he went on to say Bale is an important part of the team, things like that, and the generic stuff. Look, I would like to see Bale play tomorrow. Like I said, it is hypocritical, but I would like to see him play. I think he's still got the quality, and in a game like this, where we don't have a lot of players available, Eden Hazard out and things like that. I would definitely like to see Gareth Bale, have a good performance, have a decent performance. However, as I've said in the past, Gareth Bale is a player who, technically he's not the most gifted, but his abilities, he just needs a moment. He just needs a moment to change the game. So that's the thing with Gareth Bale. Then that's really what I'd like to see from him tomorrow. Let's see here. Holy shit says Ramos red card guaranteed. Definitely a possibility. Holy shit, that's a good point. I could see Ramos having a red card tomorrow. I think he's going to go all out for sure. But we'll see. We'll see. Matias says we really have been lacking clinical finishing. I think the midfielders need to create from the middle with long balls forward. And to split the defense, Barca might sit back a little and counter after. There you go. So really different perspectives just to approach the game and things like that. But yeah, I think Matias was saying that. Jonas was saying that as well. So, that clinical finishing, we are lacking that. And look, we do have players that are still kind of, they're coming up. They're rising up. You have Rodrigo coming up. You have Vinicius coming up, So obviously they're not going to be, those clinical finishers that we want. They're not there yet. So yeah, we are lacking that to some extent. Matias says, I think the midfielders need to create from the middle with long balls forward to split the defense. Yes, that's a good point. I think there's definitely going to be space to be exploited tomorrow, and we do have to capitalize on that. But definitely. James says, Dave, did you see the Courtois header versus Valencia on Sunday? I did see it. Courtois, I have to say, he stands out, doesn't he? How tall he is, it's just crazy. It's like a giraffe. Courtois, I did see the header. Fair play to him. I have to give him credit. I was like I said, I was criticizing him for long periods of time, and now he's really coming good. So there you go. But I think the big thing with Courtois is not a big fan of his personality. He comes out after the game, and Anyway. So last question here about the game, and that'll pretty much do it for the press conference. I'm going to probably give a batch prediction. Also, Mateo Kovacic on Messi. Did you like that tactic? Okay, so the question was about, in relation to Messi a few years ago with Mateo Kovacic really man-marking him. And, they asked, so pretty much what he asked Zidane was, did you like that tactic? Mateo Kovacic really man-marking Messi. And the answer was every day has its story. In that moment, obviously, Mateo was the player adequate to do this job, but we did it like this. Now it's another story, another game, and we'll see what we do versus Barcelona. There you go. Like I said, he really likes to switch things up. He's not a guy who's kind of blinkered to one style of playing or anything like that. He really likes to be eclectic, like I said, and really try different things. And there you go. Mateo Kovacic. So yeah, obviously Mateo Kovacic. I was a big fan of him, to be honest. He went to Chelsea. He's doing really good now. First year it was kind of weird, but was under Sarri. I was not a big fan of Sarri. Now he's doing really good. He's flourishing under Lampard. I think he's going to be a very, very instrumental part in Lampard's kind of reign at Chelsea. It's quite interesting to see what he's going to have to offer in the future. But I think Kovacic definitely, would have liked to have kept him in hindsight. But there you go. Jonas says, my only hope is Rodrigo, his most clinical finisher in our team. I think Rodrigo is doing amazing. To be honest, was it? I don't think it was versus Valencia. I think it was the other game before. I think the cross comes in from the right. Is it the right hand side? I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then I don't know if it's a cross or something like that. The ball kind of goes in the air. Rodrigo hits it with his left foot first time. It just goes on the left bottom side of the net. It's just an amazing, amazing, amazing finish. I mean, to see someone so young do something like that, it's really, really amazing. And I know Vinicius scored not too long ago. Um, Rodrigo definitely looks like the more polished, more finished product. He's looking like the real deal. I've kind of said this about Rodrigo. I think he really is the player. He's more the Real Madrid caliber player. He's Vinicius is not quite there yet. He needs a loan out. I knew this was always going to be a difficult season for Vinicius, and I know that like I said, the responsibility is on Vinicius to really step his game up, because a lot of people saw it last season. He had the talent, but he really does need to step his game up. And if he does step his game up, then I think he could definitely start for Real Madrid. Matthias says, I was screaming when he scored last minute goal. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I mean, it was literally almost last minute. So it was surprising, and definitely, an important point, especially in La Liga race. Uh, Giraffe, there you go. Bruges, there you go. Dave, are you going to delete your channel or just leave it as it is without posting on it? I'm probably going to leave it as it is for a little bit of time. I'm going to do probably maybe leave it up for about 6 months or so. Maybe after that, I'm going to delete it. I'll have to see. I think I might just delete it, though, in the future. What's your lineup? So the lineup is on the, is it on the right hand? Let's see here. Right hand side. Yeah, right hand side. As you can see it, it's on the left from my end. So right hand side, you got the lineup. You got, Courtois. Your pretty typical starters, I would say, besides Marcelo. Marcelo's probably the only player who's not going to start because of injury. Modric not playing. He's a little older now. At the beginning, initially, I went with Valverde, Casemiro, and I think it was Modric. And then, I think some people started to tell me about, playing Valverde, Cruz, and Casemiro. That sounds a lot better. So I went with that lineup instead. I think Gareth Bale's going to play. I think Benzema's going to play. And I think Rodrigo's definitely going to play. He's doing really good. And there you go. That's the starting lineup. So there you go. What do you think of Man City, Real Madrid? That's going to be quite interesting. Do I think Real Madrid will go through? I definitely think Real Madrid will go through. I think it's going to be. Is it going to be a tough game? It's definitely going to be a tough game. I can never say versus Man City it's an easy game. However, I think Real Madrid are going to go through. I don't really have any misgivings on that. I think we'll definitely do a good job of that. I think we have the quality. I think they have some decent players, obviously, but there you go. Yeah. I am going to, unfortunately, Barista Core Football TV. I wish I wouldn't, but thank you for that. The reason it is it's just because I do have, school, and I'm going to plan to work full time pretty soon. So I do want to make a little bit more money. Right now it's a bit precarious in my financial situation. I'd rather be making a little bit more money, to be honest. But thank you for that, Borussia Core Football TV. I really do appreciate that, and I like your stuff too, man. Keep making your stuff. Holy shit says, why did Real pay 50 million for Jovic to let him sit on the bench while Vinicius played 4 times as much as him? Well, Jovic was doing really good at Frankfurt, and obviously the whole staff kind of assumed that he was going to bring that form and bring it to Spain, and there wasn't going to be any problems. But you can see that some players really don't adapt to the league, and some players just take a while. Maybe Jovic is going to take a while, but you look at a player like Nicolas Pepe as another player who's really not really doing that well at Arsenal, and you're surprised because Nicolas Pepe looked like an amazing prospect. You'd think he would do really good, but he goes to Arsenal and he's not doing so well. And I was talking to my brother the other day, and he was saying, what he was saying is before he had a lot of confidence, Pepe, he knew he was going to do well, and he still has this confidence, but it's not as much as it used to be. And look, I think Pepe ultimately, I think he's going to be a flop. I really do. Hopefully he does come good. Hopefully he does prove me wrong. But I think he's ultimately going to be a flop. I think he has the quality. I just don't think he's really maybe happy at Arsenal, or maybe just happy in the Premier League, or maybe just happy in England, to be honest. So there you go. Matthias says, don't throw your channel. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Yeah, look, like I said, yeah, it's tough, man. But if you keep grinding on YouTube, you can make money. I definitely could. But, look, the thing with YouTube is it is kind of... one month you can make a lot of money, another month you can make a little bit of money. It's very capricious with YouTube. It's never really financial. How can I say? There's no real financial stability with YouTube, so I guess that's the thing. Bro, you can get money from YouTube. I definitely could, but look, it could take years before I get that money. So that's the thing. Mr. Labonte says Pepe is the new Alexis. There you go. That's definitely a possibility. David, change the YouTube channel name to Real Madrid Fan TV, then you can make way more subscribers and make money. I mean, I would like to, but I think the thing here is it's very hypothetical, and I think that's the thing, that's the big thing. Whereas, if I get a job in the next month, then I can make a little bit of money. So, and that's the big thing, to be honest. So, yeah, maybe it's a little bit of impatience, but there you go. So tomorrow would definitely be the last stream, definitely to be the last stream. Unfortunately, just I have to do a few things. There you go. So holy shit says Jovic has only played 200 minutes in La Liga. How is he supposed to prove himself? Well, we did give him some time. We did give him some time. We did give him a few starts, and we haven't really seen any signs of him really improving. And even Zidane's been kind of quick to kind of say Jovic is still adapting. He's not he said a few things about him anyways. And Jovic, yeah, obviously we do see it. We do see Jovic not quite at the level that we'd like to see him at. Probably, we just kind of have to understand his game a little bit more. But definitely would like to see him a little bit more from Luka Jovic. We're not seeing enough yet. He's not really given a reason to really play him a lot more. And I think that's the big thing here. So, I wouldn't say he can only blame himself, but in part he does have to do a little bit more on the pitch, is what I'd have to say. So there you go. I think that's pretty much the match preview, guys. That's pretty much all I'm going to have to say for that. My result or my match prediction is going to be 2-2. I think as James was saying, 2-2 is going to be my match prediction. I think Nipun says this. He was saying Messi and Suarez on the score sheet. That's what I'm going to go with. And Benzema and Ramos on the score sheet. I think that's how it's going to be. So there you go. Holy shit says this makes me sad because I used to watch him at Frankfurt. All I want to do is watch him play. Yeah, definitely. I think look, he was a prolific goal scorer at Frankfurt, and he looked like a real deal. And to be honest, to see him kind of run on the bench is kind of sad. But I would like to see him do a little bit more. Hopefully, we could see the best of Jovic because what I was seeing at Frankfurt is nothing what I'm seeing at Real Madrid right now. But thank you, James. Really do appreciate it. I definitely hope so too. All right, dude. All right, Jonas. Thanks so much. Yes, good luck to you too, man. I really do appreciate it. You live streaming the game? No, I'm not. I'm going to do a match reaction though. However, right after the game. So there you go. There you go. Barista Core Football TV. Anyone's chance, right? Anyone's chance to really make a Real Madrid fan channel. So there you have it, guys. I'm going to end it right there. Thanks so much for watching. Like I said, 2-2. Really hope to do something. And match reaction will be coming right after the match tomorrow. So, yeah, stay on the lookout for that, guys. Thanks so much as always, and have a good day. Have a good night, wherever you're at.